start with an injury update.
Susie's out, McCormick's out. Next question.
Susie's lower body.
Yes, lower body.
Miami, what are the big things you guys want to try and shore up from the last time you saw them here? or do you feel you were able to kind of correct a lot of those mistakes last week against Western?
Well, I think number one, I thought we were against them, especially Friday. We didn't manage the puck very well, especially early. Saturday, I thought, or just going back, I think when we got up, we couldn't find a way to score the third goal, and it's kind of led to some of our second periods being just okay. And just Saturday was just some soft coverage. It's got to be tighter. They're a hard team to defend. They move laterally a lot, and obviously they'll do a lot of role plays, and we've got to defend those a lot better, and we've got to be tighter on checks. And it's not just them; it's going down the stretch here. We've got to tighten up, certainly defensively. And I thought Saturday we did a little better job at Western Michigan. Friday I didn't think we did as good a job. We had guys in the right spot, but being close isn't good enough. You got to compete harder. You got to tighten up gaps and eliminate eliminate people and bodies and sticks. And we gave them Western a few easy goals, and I thought against these guys, it's like I said, it's the same thing. You've got to tighten up and stop plays and try and go the other way with it.
Jared Thomas, what have you seen out of him this season? From what I've seen, it looks like he's definitely a more well-rounded player than what he was when he first got here.
Well, I mean, let's get the elephant out of the room. I mean, it's great that he scored a goal. I mean, he's certainly been waiting a long time for that, and maybe that's a good sign this time of the year. It gives him a little boost of confidence, and we need certainly all the goal scoring we can get from different players. He's a junior for us that has played power play. He's getting more penalty kill time. I think he's done a really good job on the penalty kill this year. He's been a key centerman for us. He's won a lot of draws. He's bounced around a little bit line to line, but I think sometimes for him where he's been playing with Blake and Billy has been it's given us some depth, and at this time of the year, as you go through the year, it's about your team and not about individuals. But I think he's played better and maybe gained a little confidence too, and we try to get him to focus more on not scoring and just playing good defensively, and I think he's done that. And now that he's scored, hopefully that opens the gate that way. But he's been pretty versatile for us, and he's played pretty well here the last month.
You talk about getting the next goal, and in Saturday's game, you get up 2-0, you couldn't get the third, they come back and tie it, but then you get that late goal in the second off the scramble. You come out in the third, you get those 2 goals in pretty quick succession. Is that more in line of what you're looking for out of this game?
Yeah, a little bit, Bruce. I mean, I think give Western credit. I thought they were very strong in the second period, and I really liked the way we played in the first period. I liked our whole game, but they made a real strong push coming out, and we knew they would. And I thought they were winning a lot of the body position battles. They were winning a lot of the races to the pucks, where we were doing the same thing to them in the first period. And they next thing you know, they get a power play goal and they get some momentum. And but there's no question the goal at the end of the period was a huge momentum swing, because they were the better team in the second period, and that showed on the scoreboard. And but to get that goal, it carried over certainly into the third. Obviously we gave away a couple pucks that could have went the other way early in the third, but I thought our guys settled in and did a real good job in the third period, and it was probably one of our better 60-minute games we've had in a while.
Was it a good step defensively, a good step for your team, being that you were missing Susie on Saturday?
The win to me was a huge win for a number of reasons. Number one, obviously, to not get swept, but just given the circumstances, a little bit of adversity. Obviously, guys were certainly, concerned about Karsten. I mean, they felt for him. Obviously not being able to play and not really knowing the extent of the injury. And then you got Riley come down with the flu right before the game. Osti go out, in the first period. But it was one of those things where you really kind of find out a little bit more about your team, and that's probably the biggest thing I was really excited about, is to see how our team would respond. And I thought our guys really pulled together and played a real strong game. And I think that, shows our depth, and I think it shows our resiliency, and I think it shows the character of our team.
Same Miami team that was here 2 weeks ago. Is it good to have played them so recently to have that series to go back on, or is it again more about your team?
Yeah, I think it's good. You know, it's better than certainly playing a team in the first half. You know, it's a little more fresh in your brain, and obviously our guys, you know, are a little more familiar with how they play. But you know, they're you know, I think I said this before we play them. They're a much improved team. They're a young team that's really grown. And right now they're coming in here with nothing to lose. They're playing for their season and to try and advance and keep it going. And you know, we need to understand that there's going to be a lot of desperation, and we have to make sure we're playing with the same type of desperation. We can't look at anything else except that. But they're a difficult team to play against. They do some things. You know, obviously their defensemen are very active. I don't know if Belpedio will play or not, but Hutton certainly was a noticeable factor. He's involved in every play. He's up the ice. He's in the zone. You know, they do a lot of movement things in the offensive zone, and they're an aggressive team. But they do a lot of things. Like I said, they move laterally. They're not a real straight line team all the time. And you know, when you got guys like Lewis and Melnick and Meyer, very good top line, Sherwood, they've got some very good players that can change a game. And it's going to be physical. It's going to be fast. It's going to be physical, and there's going to be great intensity, and you have to be ready for that. It's that time of the year, and that's why I think it was great to play, you know, these guys 2 weeks ago, and more importantly, the series at Western with the pace and the physicality and the intensity of the game. That's playoff hockey.